What is Timus here? Now, every year, I always love when like a film that I did not really expect to enjoy or enjoy as much, and or comes out and I become surprised by it. And 2023 was no exception. Lots of really cool big surprises of the year. So here are my official top 10 favorite movie surprises of the year. Films that I either wasn't expecting to enjoy or was expecting to enjoy as much. So here's my official top 10. Number 10, I'm going with a film that got released early in the year, and that is the Gerard Butler film, Plane. Now, Gerard Butler, sometimes his action films could be a hit and miss. Dan and Deez isn't so bad, but some of his other stuff, like that recent Kabar, I cannot pronounce the name of it. The one that just got released this past year, kind of bar, or whatever you pronounce it. He also did like those Olympus sequels and all. Sometimes his movies are just always not that great. But Plane, I thought it was a really cool watch. Like I thought it was really entertaining. Gerard Butler, I thought was really good in this. Seeing Mike Coulter popping up in this was really cool. Like their chemistry, I thought was really fun. So yeah, I really had a fun time with Plane. Like, is it a great movie? Maybe not. And I admit I still think they should change the name because this movie barely takes place on a plane. It mostly take place like when they call this thing plane. I expect it to take place during on the plane. Like I don't know, let's say a red eye or stakes on a plane or something. I think they could change the name. Um, Maybe call it plane crash or something like that because that's really what happened here. So I don't know. Maybe plane was better upon the poster. I don't know. Anyway, number 9, I'm going with Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Now, I'm not really much of a D&D guy, but I actually thought Honor Among Thieves was really fun to watch. Uh, and definitely, when they first announced that they were going to do a new Dungeons and Dragons film, I was like, okay, it could be cool. But I didn't expect to really enjoy this movie as much. Of course, the last time they did Dungeons and Dragons before this was the one with Jeremy Irons and Marlon Wayans, and we saw how that one turned out. But this was far better than that Stinging Pyre one. So, yeah, really decent flick worth checking out. I would love for them to do a sequel, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right, number 8, I'm going with Missing. Now, I enjoyed searching, but when they announced that they were going to do a sequel, I'm like, really? And Missing came out, and I actually thought it was much better than had any intentions being. Like, this could have just been a throwaway sequel, like a cash grab sequel, and it could have just been absolutely terrible and all. But no, it was really good. Storm Reed, I thought was really decent. Nia Long in this was great. I love the whole like technology stuff, like just like the whole movie taking place on a webcam. I really love that premise, and they did a great job with this one. If they go ahead and do another searching with a different cast, I wouldn't complain. So yeah. Anyway, number 7, I'm going with The Creator. Now, The Creator I thought was a really excellent one. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much, but I really had a fun time with it. Like Gareth Edwards, I thought did a great job with this. John David Washington, Allison Janney, the one who plays the little girl was great. The visuals were stunning. I just really enjoyed this film a lot, and I wish more people saw it, but it is what I said there. All right. Number 6, I just saw this one, and that is Anyone But You. Now, granted, I always expect to enjoy a comedy because comedy is my favorite genre of all time. Like, even unpopular comedies, I do tend to enjoy. I don't enjoy every comedy. There are comedies that I think are some of the worst, like Son of the Mask, Airplane 2, Caddyshack 2. Yeah, but I still do love unpopular raunchy comedies, and Anyone But You is no different. I mean, when the first trailer got released, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be terrible. But I ended up enjoying it a lot more than I should have. It's like the best rom com of all time. No way, it's definitely not the best. But I actually thought it was a really decent, charming film worth checking out. Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. Both have excellent chemistry together. It got really raunchy, which I always love good raunchiness. So yeah, really decent love flick if you guys have seen it. Number five, I'm going with Megan. Now, obviously, just like comedies, I always do tend to enjoy a good horror, but not every horror movies I think are the best. And I literally did not expect much out of Megan, but I enjoyed it. It like I was even surprised of how much I enjoyed it, despite it being PG-13. I mean, I like PG-13 horror films. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all horror like there's bad R-rated horror films. Like Exorcist Believer was just bad, and that was rated R. But I did not expect this to be as good. Like, can you imagine what a Chucky movie would be like if it was PG-13? That's why I was afraid with this. But the PG-13 did not even hurt one bit. Of course, it got released the first week of January, and that's usually not the best time to release horror film because that's like the dead zone. But Megan came out of nowhere, became a cultural phenomenon, became a TikTok sensation. So that's something. Uh, and of course, we got a sequel coming out, which I cannot wait for. So bring on more Megans, or as Josh would say, Megan. Anyway, number four, I'm going with Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Now, listen, bro, the Transformers franchise aren't always the best. Like, haven't really fully enjoyed a Transformers movie since the original. So when they were doing new one, I'm like, and now despite the trailers looking cool, let's be for real. Every time a Transformers film comes out, the trailer looks cool, but the movie turns out to be garbage. So I was afraid, okay, the trailers is good, but the movie could still be terrible. I thought this was the best Transformers film since the original. Obviously, listen, bro, that's not saying much. I'm just glad those weird robot twins aren't in it. Like those were pretty much the Jar Jar Binks of the Transformers universe. Uh, but yeah, I thought Transformers: Rise of the Beast. It's not like one of the best films there is, nothing like that. But I had a fun time. I thought it was entertaining. Anthony Ramos, I love Anthony Ramos. I think this dude's a terrific actor. Dominic Fishback, I thought was great. I thought the movie was a lot of fun. It was entertaining all around. Um, I really quite like the cast of characters, even the one voiced by Pete Davidson. And after this, I'll be down to see more Transformers in the near future, like especially at the end, with them teasing spoiler a GI Joe universe. Bring on the Transformers and GI Joe, baby. That's all I just want. All right. Number three, I'm going with Polite Society. Now, this movie just came out of nowhere. Like I heard of it, like I a little bit heard about it. I didn't really think much of it, but I adored this film. I thought it was a lot of fun. The action was pretty cool. The two leads here, Rito Aurora, and the other actress, Priya Kansara, I thought were both excellent in this film. The director, Nina Mezzo, I thought did a great job with this. Sadly, the movie did not really do well financially, but it's still a lot of fun to check out. I really did not expect you to enjoy this movie as much as it did, but yeah, it wasn't even in my top. It was actually in my top 10 for a while, but other films came out the past year that sort of bumped it out. But it's definitely in my top. Like, if I were to do a top 20, it'll definitely be in my top 20. Just as for my top 10, a bit of a spoiler. Sadly, it's not in my top 10, which that's how great of a year this is. That's how great a year this has been. All right. Number two, I'm going with Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Now, I actually didn't expect to hate this movie, I admit. Uh, it had some things going for it that I think could have been good, like from the director of Agent 17, which was great. But the movie was also part a faith-based film, and sometimes faith-based movies sometimes could be a hit and miss. So I didn't. I was like, okay, could this be good? Like, I don't know, could this be, yeah, director Kelly Freeman Craig's Bad Day in the Office? I thought this was an excellent one. Now, granted, it's not. I have never really read the Judy Blume book or anything like that, but I thought it was still terrific. Abby Ryder Forreston, I thought was great. The one who plays her friends, I thought was excellent. Rachel McAdams was great in this. Kathy Bates, Benny Safdie. It's a really excellent watch. Very charming. Very well put together. I thought it was a really terrific film, and maybe one of the better faith-based movies we had in recent years. So yeah. And my number one, I did not expect to hate this one, but I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as it did because, well, listen, for real, I never played the Doors, and that is Barbie. Now, I did not expect to say oh, this was probably gonna be terrible, and I actually expected some good things about it. You got Greta Gerwig, who I enjoy, Noah Baumbach, you got Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling. So I expected to maybe at least just like it, say, okay, that's all right, and bit of a spoiler for my top 10, which I will be doing on New Year's Eve, so keep your eye out for that video. Bit of a spoiler. Barbie is actually in my top. It's in my top 10. It's a terrific film. Who would ever expect that a 31 guy like myself would be remotely interested or loving a Barbie film? And that's what they were doing. Like, they weren't trying to cater to people who young kids who like Barbie. They mostly catered to folks who grew up with Barbie. And granted, I never played with Barbie, okay, but I still thought they even people who like us who are not even into Barbie, they really did a good job at catering to just a regular moviegoer. And the humor in this was great. Margot Robbie is just, I adore Margot Robbie. Just she's always amazing. Ryan Gosling, I just adore this film. It's definitely one of the best of the years. It's terrific, hands down. If you guys have not seen Barbie, it just premiered on Max. Go watch it. It's an excellent film. I might rewatch it again. I totally forgot it premiered on Max, but anyway. All right, here is my quick rundown. Number 10, Plane. 9, Dungeons & Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. 8, Missing. 7, The Creator. 6, Anyone But You. 5, Megan. 4, Transformers, Rise of the Beast. 3, Polite Society. 2, Are You There, Goddess, Me, Margaret. And number 1 is Barbie. Now, there's other ones I probably could have added to. That Liam Neeson movie, Retribution, I would say that is one of his better films in recent years. It's not a great film or anything, but yeah, that was actually, it could have had a better ending, but that was an okay film. A Good Person, I did not expect to enjoy that as much as it did. Let's see. Knock at the Cabin, I thought it could have easily been another M. Night Shyamalan stinker, but that wasn't so bad. Or Power Sugar Bear was much better than Had Any Intentions of Being. Let's see. Renfield was much better than Had Any Intentions of Being. Let's see. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, far better than Operation Fortune. I was surprised that Rebel Moon was terrible as it did. Oh, God, that was so bad. Book Club 2, a little better than I expected. I did not expect them to hit lightning twice with that one. Let's see. The Machine was much better than Had Any Intentions of Being. Across the Universe, I admit I did not expect lightning to hit twice with that one. Elemental, The Flash, I don't care what anyone says. The Flash was awesome. Sue me. It's lots of other really decent. I was actually probably pleasant, more surprised with Joyride. Probably could have had that. Theater Camp, some really other cool ones. But let me let you guys. What films of the year were you surprised to actually enjoy? Drop comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Senior Zion.